Hi everyone, welcome back to the video. Welcome back to my channel. Here's the video. Hopefully you've read the title, and this is going to be my video using my least expensive products out of each category. I saw that Samantha Ravendall had done like a video using her most expensive products, and I was kind of interested to do a video with my least expensive products. One, because specifically this video came about because I have two products from the dollar store that I've talked about previously that I bought and fell in absolute love with, and never would have thought that I would have found makeup from the dollar store that I would be grabbing over high-end products. And because of that, because they're two like pretty, like, I don't know, people spend a lot of money on products like these, I thought I have to do a video using my least expensive products. As I was going through this and like picking out what was my least expensive product, so what I did is I did go through each, I want to keep saying each department, so like each category, so in specifically like brows, and I chose my least expensive product. So I'm just like, disclaimer, it might be a product that you would be like, I would never just use that on its own. Specifically brows, like mine's a brow like fiber gel that I went in with, but I also gave some of what my cheaper like pencils would be. But I picked the least expensive product that I currently own. You dig? With one caveat that I added in a second least expensive product for my eyes. Okay. But I was so surprised when I was going through this that some of these products are actually my absolute favorite products, and they're the least expensive product I have in that category. Like, what? Why am I spending $40 on a bronzer when I just used $1 bronzer that I love? Okay. So that's what we're dealing with. This is the look. This eye, I'm feeling it. I like it. I'm here for it. I say that all the time. So I should table that. All right, but I hope you enjoy. I hope you like this video. I thought it was kind of funky fresh. Whatever. I've had a lot of coffee and it's late. It's 4:30. All right, I'm gonna go yank myself by a chain. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumb in the middle. Just thumbs everywhere. But seriously, and keep watching. Do like all of that. Okay. Yeah, and get right into it, Mara. For priming my eyes, I usually go with concealer. So yeah, we are fresh faced. We have moisturizer on, and I'm just using my L'Oreal Hydro Genius, which I don't have the price for this one. This is like a little bit pricier, but it is still like drugstore. This is probably the cheapest moisturizer I have though, and there's a lot in here. This has lasted me a while. And this is a dupe for the Tarte H2O moisturizer, so that's what I have on my face right now. And so to prime my eyes, I usually just go in with concealer. So the concealer I have that is the least expensive in my drawer is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the shade Porcelain. I've talked about this before. I actually really like this concealer. I have done a wear test between this and the Tarte Shape Tape, so you should go check that out if you want to know the thoughts I have on how they compare to one another. It was interesting. So I have my concealer down. So to set my eyes, I'm actually going to be using the palette I have. So the cheapest palette I have is a Wet n Wild palette. I have two of them. I have the Comfort Zone palette, and then I have the Not a Basic Peach palette. So I'm going to go with this one. This palette is $4.99, so it's a great price. I've used this palette before. This is like, I love these colors. It reminds me of the Urban Decay Beached Whale Beach palette that has these tones. So I'm going to set my lid with this transition shade. And I'm going to take a Morphe MB23 for that. So the one thing, so for this video, and I'm sure I'll save this at some point, I'm going to be using just what was the cheapest product I have in that category. So for like this, the cheapest palette I have is this one, so that's what I'm going in with. Well, it made more sense. Like, I have cheaper shadows, but I'm not going to just say one shadow. I am going to make like a little bit of veer off slight that I'm going to be using one ColourPop Super Shock shade that I want because I also like had a look in mind. But these are, the Super Shock shadows are $5, so they're very cheap, but it's like, this is the same price as a whole palette. But you buy different things to do different things, so at least I'm still falling in like the cheapest. Like Super Shock shadows are like maybe the cheapest shadows, single shadows I have. Unless their pan ones are even cheaper. That might be true. Not sure. But neither here nor there. I'm just letting you know. So that someone isn't... Why am I even saying that? You know, no one's done that before, so... So I'm just doing that too. So I am going to take this as a transition shade. And I'm going to take that Morphe MB23. And this is what I'm going to be placing in the crease. Then I am going to be taking this dark brown shade on a Morphe 321, and I'm going to be putting this on the outer edge and the inner corner because we're going for a halo eye today. Okay, so we've got that down. These are bomb shades. Like, I love these palettes, and I said that before, and I'll say it again. They're bomb. They're bomb. So I'm taking my Morphe MB23 again, and I'm going to blend out the edges of that. So I want to take the Super Shock shadow in the shade Luckfully, which is this beautiful royal deep blue goodness. So you can see when the light hits it, it's got like light reflections. And I'm popping that on the center of my eye. So I popped that on the center of my eye. You're going to see this one looks a little bit different. And that's because I wanted to try something that we're going to do in a second. Not right now, but in a second. I wanted to make sure it worked. So I'm going to take that dark, like, brown black shade. It's brown, but it comes across pretty dark brown on your eyes. And I'm going to go in on my outer edges. Since we get to go in with our finger to get that blue, it kind of smudges around and you want to blend it out. So I'm going to take more of that brown and I'm going to smooge it, kind of just what I did to place it down in the first place, but to really make sure it's blending with the blue. So that dark brown shade can tend to be like a little patchy. I found that I need to pack it on a little bit more. It's nothing that I find bothersome or troublesome, but just to let you know. Two, you'll notice on this one, so I wet my Morphe 170-BH, the thing I put on my lid, and I'm taking some of this blue from Not a Basic Peach palette, and I'm just popping it on where we have that dark blue, and just to brighten it up. You can like tell a little bit, it just brightens it up a little bit, gives it a little sass, and it's a great way, like, you probably didn't have to go in maybe with the ColourPop shadow. I liked it because I wanted that dark blue vibe as well. But this teal shade from Not a Basic Peach, I put that on my bottom lash line before. It is beautiful. And then that is the look we have for the top of the eyes using my least expensive Product. This is what I wanted. That was why I wanted to use that ColourPop shade, because I was thinking of that like dark rusty brown with some like dark brown edges and a little pop of blue. So I'm liking it. So far, I kind of want to, like, I have, like, a tally in my head. So, altogether, this costs around $55 if you would tally everything up. Just to let you know, so the concealer, if I didn't say that, the concealer I used was $4.99, the Super Shock Shadow was $5, and the palette was $4.99. So that's like $15 right there. But obviously we use the concealer again, but just keeping a heads up. So on to primer. So the cheapest primer I have in my collection is the e.l.f. It's like a glow lotion or lift from within. It says lift from within on the edge of the cap, but I know that I feel like when I got this, it was like said like Glotion, but I might be making that up. So it looks like this, $8. This is kind of expensive. I actually prefer the e.l.f. primer in the green or any of those that are like they're mineralized. They're $6. I love them. I had it and I ran out with it, and I just didn't repurchase it because I have so much makeup as is, and I'm trying not to unless I need it. But this is a very oily, hydrating primer, this e.l.f. one. So I just did like a declutter of my stuff, or like a lot of it was just expired or old. And I'm going back and forth about this one because it is very moisturizing, very hydrating. I know previously, in last winter, I used this a lot for the winter time because it's just nice, but I hate the smell of this. Like, really, really hate the smell of this. So, I don't know. So I'm keeping it, obviously I'm keeping it from now. I don't have a lot of drugstore primers, and I'm keeping it because it is going to be about to be winter. And I feel like when I use it, I like it. I just cannot, for the life of me, stand the smell. But for foundation, the cheapest foundation I have in my collection is one of my absolute favorite foundations, and one that I use a lot here on my channel, and it's the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I love this. Like everyone else, I wish it had a pump. I would pay extra for it to have a pump. This foundation I can get for $5.99 at Target, which is mind-blowing. It's like the top foundations, even under my high-end ones. So I'm in shade 128 currently. Honestly, I have about 10 different shades of these because I can't stand to go without this foundation because I love it so much. Concealer again. Losing it. So again, we're going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Porcelain. I love this concealer. I hate the applicator. I think we all been there, know that. For powder, another one of my favorites is the Coty Airspun powder. So we're going to get into like a little bit of semantics, if you will. So I have the Coty Airspun powder, which is $5.99. You can get it from Walgreens or CVS. It's one of my favorite powders. I also have the RCMA powder, which is it $10? I think it's $10 with shipping. I can't remember if there was shipping or not. Chip. The RCMA powder I think is $10, but I can't remember if there's shipping or not. It has 3 ounces. The Coty Airspun's $5.99, and it has 2.3 ounces. Okay, so I'm saying this is my cheapest powder, but I'm also just letting you know there's semantics in there. I could have probably used either, but I'm using Coty Airspun. I guess it's easier for people too, and I love this powder. Love it. Love it. Okay. Okay, so I powdered all of my face with that. So normally after I powder my face, I like to spray it with my setting spray or MAC Fix Plus. So the cheapest setting spray I have is the Morphe setting spray. I've tried the Milani one and I didn't like it. I know other people do, and I just don't have any other ones. So I'm going to use this one. It is $15, which, you know, take it or leave it how you think that is price-wise. It's just the cheapest one I have, unless you want me to start counting the travel size all-nighter setting spray I have. I think this one's a better deal because it's like $1 more. And it's also my favorite setting spray. Okay. So the bronzer I'm going to use is the Beauty Benefits bronzer. I don't know what shade this in. It's like Cinnamon Nutmeg or one of those. I don't know because this is from the dollar store. The dollar store has like a couple, this Beauty Benefits, or at least my dollar store does. And I love this bronzer. I'm pretty sure I used this in my last video. I bought this thinking like, oh, this looks like a great color. And then I would keep reaching for it, like over other bronzers I love. This was a Dalla. I love this bronzer. I just can't remember what shade it's in. Cinnamon Nutmeg. It was one of those. It's great. It looks like it has like a satin finish or shimmer in it. When I put it on my face, I don't notice that. But I think that's what gives it a little bit of its glow. $1. Okay. So I'm taking my Morphe M530. And I'm going to bronze up my face. Brows, the cheapest brow product I have is my Essence Make Me Brow, and this is $2.99, and I really like this. Now, I normally on a day-to-day basis would wouldn't just, well, no, on a day-to-day basis, I would just go in with this on my brows. But for when I'm doing like a fancy schmancier brow, I would normally go in with a pencil. So I just wanted to also let you know that my cheapest brow pencil would be the LA Girl Shady, I think it's Shady Slim. Mine's like worn off from using it. The Shady Slim pencil in, I also can't, medium brown. I can kind of see that. And this is $5.99. I also have my NYX eyebrow cake powder, which I absolutely love. I've loved this for years. This was my first brow product, actually. This is the third one I've gone through. You can see where I love it. For when I'm not feeling like being as precise with a brow pencil and I just feel like filling them in with a little bit more powder, I may powder and go with Make Me Brow. It's usually some form of this, always with Make Me Brow, because I really like Make Me Brow, but Make Me Brow is the cheapest brow product I have. Lately, haven't been a big under the eye fan. I usually like to just go naked. I'm a naked eye type of gal. So I'm just gonna do a little rootin' tootin' stuff here. Taking the Morphe E18, I'm gonna go in with that red brown transition goodness we had, and I'm going to messily plop that on. And then I'm going to take a e.l.f. 202 brush, which is like a pointed pencil brush. Sometimes I can't talk. And I'm going to take some of that ColourPop shadow. And I'm going to actually just kind of, for brow bone and inner corner, I'm going to go in with this shade from the Not a Basic Peach palette. It's beautiful. Right there. For blush, it's another great dollar store find that I've talked about and I love. This is, I get this from the dollar store. It's e.l.f. and it's the blush in Tickled Pink. I love this blush. It's beautiful. Pinky mauve blush. I love this. I've used it before. I need to find out, well, I'm like trying not to buy some, but if they have more, like I got Tickled Pink, I think they had other colors. They just look like stuff that I already had in my collection. I didn't get them, but be sure to check out other colors because these are beautiful. So for mascara, the favorite mascara I have in my collection is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. I love this so much in in Ulta. It seems to always be out of it because I think everyone else loves it. I order this from Essence like 3 at a time. I have to order it for other people too because I've gotten them hooked. I just want to tell you, this is the best. Mascara was $4.99 if I didn't say that. Best $5 you ever spent. So next. Oh, highlight. So for highlights, the cheapest thing in my collection was, and why isn't it out? Is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This is like a great highlighter. It's not my absolute favorite like some of these other products are. Like, I wouldn't put this above anything else, but it is a great highlighter. And to finish the look up is the lip. So for lip, there's like a lot I have that's actually pretty like inexpensive. I think you can find a lot of good lips that are inexpensive. So I'm settling on the one that it's the cheapest one in my collection that like I went through and found. And it is going to be the NYX. This says lip smacking fun colors, but I know when I looked on Ulta, it was like the NYX round tube lipstick, and it's $3.99, and this is in this shade Talia, which I think like 5 or 6 years ago this was like a pretty big shade on YouTube of being like, because it's a very beautiful like neutral good lip shade. A lot of people have these. A lot of people had this shade, but these like NYX round tube lipsticks are amazing. NYX lip products in general are actually pretty good, but I don't think, especially now, these probably don't get as much hype as they should. So this is my cheap, and I'm like kind of like going, this is my cheapest because I think I have some Milani ones that I got on sale for like $2.50. I think but I can't like remember currently. So we are gonna go with this in the shade Talia. For lip liner, I don't think I'm not gonna use this. I might be able to. I don't think these go together. That's the only reason I'm not going to use it. But I've talked about it before. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Is the Wet n Wild gel lip liners. These are beautiful lip liners. This is in Bear to Comment, which is my favorite shade. And these are like $2.99. They might even be $1.99. They're cheap. That's the shade. It's a beautiful shade. I could have just probably went all over my lips with this. I've talked about this shade before. I love it. These are incredibly creamy lip liners. So if you want more like rigid, like a pencil, you're not going to get that here, but this is great for filling in your whole lip. So that is, I'm going to hit myself with some setting spray. So then that completes this makeup look. I love how this eye turned out. Love. It's a very smoky, dark, beautiful look. So as I said before, this whole look, okay, minus the setting spray, I didn't include the setting spray when I did this, is around approximately $50 if you were to go through and add it all up. With the setting spray, you're obviously more at like $65 then because the setting spray is $15. But yeah, this is my face using all of my least expensive products. And this is like, I think my skin looks great. I think the eye makeup looks great. Actually, like, I think everything looks just as good, if not better, than when I would do it with some of my more expensive products. So that's a life lesson right there. Sometimes to just be reminded that there are amazing cheap products out there, especially those dollar store products. I'm telling you right now, I never thought that, especially the bronzer. I don't know why. I never thought the bronzer was going to be that good. And it is amazing. I have a lipstick on my teeth. But, so, here you go. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, link, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Keep watching. Do any of those things. Let me know what are your least expensive, your least expensive products that you like love. Are any of these your favorites? Have you tried the dollar store stuff? Am I the only one who's like shocked and amazed by it? And that's all. And I will catch you